Likes to lead. Some of you were here at my last one. Some of you will be here at my next one. And some of you have heard me speak social media before, and you know it's my thing. I freaking love social media. I love it. Social media is my friend. How many of you believe that social media is your friend? I see a few people who are still trying to adopt that mindset, and that's okay because normally I do have people on my call who are still trying to adopt the mindset of social media is my friend. And then I usually have a range of people who are like, I freaking love social media, Linnea. So we have like kind of all ranges. So today, so I know where we want to go with this training. This is a training for you, not for me. So we're like, what I would love is, first of all, in the chat, if you could put a range of, I want you to put like a one if you love social media, and it's 10 if you hate it. So anywhere on that range, 1 to 10. Love is a 1, 10 is a hate. I got 1, 7, 5, 1, 3, 10, 5, 6, 3, 6. Okay. Those of you that answered more than a 5, putting you on the spot. And all of you on this call know me, so there's no one new here. Maybe Denise hasn't been on a training with me before, and Mindy, I don't know if you have, but you're gonna learn now. I like people to talk to me. I don't like to just like talk to just random screens. So I would love to have you talk to me. So if you rate more than a 5, what I would love is tell me why. If you rated 5 or higher for that's more leaning toward the I hate social media piece, tell me why. What's your reason? No judgment, by the way. Can't help you if I don't know what it is. I
It
got
just
one.
feels uncomfortable for me.
Uncomfortable. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate you. Uncomfortable. Okay, what else? There's more, there's like 10 people, 5 people who rank more than a 5. Having to think about what I need to post, consistency. Okay, what else?
Not good at it.
Did I hear I'm not good at it?
Correct. Not good at it.
Linda said I'm not good at it. Okay. Linda, thank you for sharing that. Can you describe to me what you mean by not good at it?
I just usually will get hung up on trying to post things and trying to get it out. I'm not sure if it's going where it needs to go, getting the message out. The 50-mile radius, and if I don't get any likes or if I don't get any feedback or calls, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm doing it well, or I
So what
just
I'm
don't feel like
hearing,
I'm doing it well because I don't get enough feedback from or likes from it.
so what I'm hearing is not understanding how to analyze your content.
Um, I wouldn't say analyze my content. I would just say I don't get well, yeah, I guess because I don't know if people like it and that's why they don't like and I didn't like, or
Yeah.
if
So
I'm not getting out there
yeah,
where I think I'm getting to.
What I'm hearing is an analytics problem, not that you're not good at social media. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, anyone else? Who
Good
else?
morning.
Morning.
I feel like, yeah, kind of like Linda, it's not good enough, that it's not the right type. I think I have imposter syndrome, that others do it better than I do, and they get a ton more visibility and likes and leads.
I see, I'm hearing imposter and comparison syndrome. Cool, but I'm going to solve this one for you right now. I'm not even going to go any further before I solve this one. How many of you believe that social media is the same for every single person on this call? So then why do you compare your social media to other people's?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. Social media is different for every single person. So even Linda, when you were talking about, I don't know if it's reaching the right people, it's because you just don't understand how to read your own analytics. Social media is cool. This is why I love it, is because it is the only thing that you can do in your marketing that is 100% you. And it will pay you 100% and more if you do it correctly. So what I'm going to show you, what I more want to help you understand is how to do it in a way that works for your business. Because what Linnea does is not the same as what Linda does. Even though when people type my name in Siri, it always spells it Linda, Lynda. So we're still not the same person. All the time. All the time.
Oh,
Okay.
it looks so much alike.
They do. They do. And people are like, hey, Linda. And I'm like, no, she's in California, but cool, she's great too. So anyway, so that's what I want you to really understand and take away from today is social media is going to be different for every single person. So those of you who ranked 5 or lower, who are on the scale of I love social media, why?
Because I can be authentic there.
Who said that?
Denise.
Thank you, Denise. Okay.
It lets like my people in my sphere, my social media sphere, know exactly who I am and what I do.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm a lifelong learner, and I feel like social media is a great place for me to learn.
I love that. Okay. I like life. I'm a lifelong learner. You're in the right group, Andrea. I love that. All right. Anyone else? What did you love about social media? There are quite a few people who put between a 1 and a 5.
It's keeps us in front of our people for free.
And also it brings in the kind of people that we want to work with because they see how our lifestyle is and it attracts fun people.
My people. I heard that. My people. And free.
Free, 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 free.
Can we just say that loud and clear? Free. Can everyone say free?
Free 99.
Free, free, free.
Free.
So those of you who put social media as like closer to the I hate, does this free allow you to make it maybe come down 1 point? Maybe like it a little bit better because it's free. Social media is the only free lead source that you will ever have. I hate to say it. It's going to be, unless you're actually going out and like talking to people every day, which let's be real, this is the year 2026. And if we are not out showing clients our homes, a lot of us are working behind our computers. That's just the way it's going right now. So it's the only free lead generation source that you're going to have from your computer. It's the only one that people aren't calling and being like, hey, do you want to buy social media space? How many of you are getting calls from lead gen every day? How many of you are getting more than one call a day? How about the text messages that are coming in? Hey, I have listings. Hey, I have sellers. Hey, I have buyers. Are you interested? Right? And even though you reply stop, they come back with a different number and they just keep going. Okay? That's why I like social media. So I'm so glad that Dan and Juliana said that because that is the number one reason that I love social media. It is free and it is my people. All of you are here right now because of what? Say it for me loud so I can hear it.
Social media.
Social media.
Yeah, there's only what? Is there anyone here who's local to me? No, Esther. Esther's the only local person to me. And she and I only met in person one time. So again, why I like social media. So hopefully all of you who started out this conversation saying that you're between a 5 and a 10 on the I don't like social media scale, the highest part of it, hopefully that helps you take it down at least one number. Okay. So how many of you are getting business from social media every day? Okay, cool. So I have a place that we can start. All right, so I want to tell you, so one of the things that someone said is what to post. How many of you are really concerned with like what to post? Or is it more like how often to post?
What to post?
What to post? Okay.
What to post.
Original content that stands out. That's not just boilerplate, boring.
So it kind of goes back to Denise's, how can I be authentic? Original content that stands out, that's not just boring. Okay, so let me ask you all a question. If I were to ask you, and I'm not asking you this, I do not want to go into this conversation, but if I were to ask you to share with me your political beliefs, how many of you have an opinion? Anyone that's not raising your hand is lying. Every single person on this call has a political opinion.
Yeah.
Every single person. So if I said to you, I want you to post your political opinion about X, would you have an original thought?
Yes. Yeah.
100%. So I want you to think about it, maybe not in that extreme, okay? Not in that extreme, but I want you to think about Juliana's this is what a lot of people ask. What do I post? Well, you post content that is you. You don't post content that's Linnea. So I'll give you some examples of content that I post and types of content and pillars of content. But the actual content of what you're posting is your thoughts. So I want you all to take a couple of minutes right now because I love to write. I love writing exercises. It's my favorite thing to do. Anyone that's ever coached with me will learn this, and anyone who is going to coach with me in the future, you're going to learn to write. This is not a text. This is not on the computer. Pick up a pen. Everyone, please show me a pen you have in your hand.
I have to go get one.
Denise is like, sorry, I didn't know this. It's okay, Denise. You'll learn. First call. It's okay. It happens. Okay, so everyone show me your pen. You got a pen? Okay, here's what I want you to write. We're going to take 2 minutes and maybe I can get the music to work this time. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just do it in silence. You can turn on your own music. I want you to write down 5 things that you believe really strongly about. I don't care what anyone else believes about it. What do you believe really strongly about? Doesn't have to be real estate. Doesn't have, like, what do you believe? Very strongly. Let me take some time and write that down. I'm not going to turn on music because sometimes my music can be distracting for people. So turn on your own. But we're going to take 3 minutes. Okay. How many of you got 5 things that you strongly believe? Okay. So to answer the question of what to post that's going to make me authentic, is going to help me find my people, that's going to help me be original and not sound like ChatGPT. How many of you, if I said, hey, I want you to now tell me about this, either write about topic number 1 that you wrote down, or blah, 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 talk about topic number 1 that you wrote down, could talk right now for 2 minutes about the topic you wrote down. Cool. Juliana, I love that she said none of them had to do with real estate, and that is normal. And that's how you post content that's not regurgitated content. I don't know how many of you actually follow real estate influencers on Instagram, Facebook. Okay. Tell me about the one, someone come off mute. Tell me about the ones that you follow that really stand out to you. Just think off the top of your head. You can pick
They're
up.
they're authentic, they're real people. You know,
Who is
they
it?
show their good and bad.
Who is it?
Oh, like Liz Brown and Jared James, and yeah, you just see like not every day is perfect in front of the camera and everything goes, you know.
Okay. Anyone else? Raisin?
I follow the ones that are creative and funny because I want to be more creative and funny.
Right. And what happens when you follow the ones that are creative and funny and that you know they're more behind the scenes? What happens with those in your memory? What happens with them?
Can you ask that again?
When you thinking about Denise and Raisin, when you think about the ones that are behind the scenes or themselves, they're creative, they're funny, what happens for you? Why do you follow them?
You remember them.
They make you feel good.
Right. That's how you post content. That's the what you post. So someone who said, I'm worried about what to post, I just gave you 5 pieces of content right there.
Yeah.
So the thing you have to remember is that yes, you do real estate, you sell real estate, but there is so much more to you than real estate. In fact, we're going to do a little exercise. We're all going to learn to speak in public right now. Casey Council did this to everybody in Monterey this weekend. And I was like, yeah, my turn. I love to speak. Okay. But not everybody does. So I totally get that. But you're all going to just practice real quick. Okay. So I want you to tell me, I'm going to go around the little Zoom room that I see here. I want you to tell me one thing about yourself that is not real estate related. One thing about yourself that is not real estate related. All right. John, you're up first. He's like on the
Oh
spot.
no, I was hoping to be on the last one of that. I don't know. That's not real estate related. I am political.
Okay.
I'll say that. I am political.
You can say that. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. He's very into politics. Cool. Lauren, one thing about you that's not real estate related.
I am very into animal welfare and rights for the animals.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. Linda.
I was initially posting and I'm in the process of rebuilding. I lost my house in the fire. So I need to do
Yeah.
more of that journey back.
Okay. Dan.
Dan Blonder.
Dan Blonder. Yes.
I'm constantly seeking the meaning of existence through psychedelic medicine.
Oh.
Not constantly, however.
Juliana's like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that.
You're left over from the 60s, huh?
Juliana.
Mine would be I like taking our cat on walks.
I love it. Shannon.
I'm a competitive barrel racer.
I love it. Melissa. Good to see you, by the way. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks. Well, I'm a Lala and I'm about to be a Lala again. So, you know, she's my favorite.
There we go. Fun. Okay, Denise.
What's a Lala?
I'm a grandma, but I'm
Oh,
young to be a grandma. So
I love it.
I am old enough to be a grandma. My daughter's 30. So
Would never have guessed, but I love it. I love that. I love to hear. This is why I asked these questions. I'm gonna kind of take it somewhere. So anyway, Denise, next.
I have little mini horses that I put in my van and I take them to visit hospice patients in their house.
Ooh, Jackie.
I'm the president of our town's flower club.
Ooh, Andrea.
I am a publisher as well. So I design books and book covers, book interiors, and I'm an artist.
Okay.
Oh, how
Joy.
Oh, this is a hard one. I really think that it's my duty and pleasure to give back to my community and try to uplift people who need help.
Live. Mike England, how are you, my friend? Haven't seen you in a
Hey
long time.
there. Yeah, good to see you. I post a lot about my dogs, my two labs that are now 7 months old, and although they're huge.
Love it. Dogs. Esther.
Oh, charity against the spreading kindness.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
Rayson.
I love arts and crafts.
Ooh, I didn't know that. See? Mindy.
Sorry, had to get it unmuted. I am a mom of 3 amazing children.
I love it. Jen.
I am originally from Canada.
Oh, okay. Carol.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to care for my dad long distance.
Okay. Reggie.
Food is my love language.
Okay, I love it. Me too. Liddy, are you there, Liddy? Okay, or Jackson? No, that's okay. So, how many of you learn something about someone on this call? How many of you, like if you look around this room, you probably know maybe 1 or 2 people on this call, right? And how many of you learned something just now? Okay. How many of you laughed at something just now? Okay. How many of you smiled at something just now? How many of you were very inspired by something that someone's doing right now? How many of you felt maybe a little bit more educated about something or someone? Okay. So the pillars of content, or the type of content you want to post, are, what were the feelings we just went over? Humor, inspiration, relatable, educate. And as you can tell by the little exercise we just did, no one said, I'm going to educate about real estate. Now, I kind of geared it that way intentionally, because if I would have said, I want you to educate, you're all going to go into how to buy a house or how to sell a house. That's what you're going to go into naturally, right? How many of you believe that you sell houses? Okay. How many of you believe that more than you sell houses, you sell yourself? Right. So those of you that are wondering what to post, here's your answer. Humor, inspiration, relatable, and education. You want to humor your audience, inspire your audience, relate with your audience, educate your audience. So sometimes it's funny because I know it's hard because someone I think said, I don't think I'm funny. I don't think I'm funny. All of you are funny, just so you know. If you need me to tell you how you're funny, as long as you don't get offended, I will tell you how you're funny. Every single person on here has made me laugh at some point or will make me laugh at some point. So we're going to go back to Jackie's comment earlier about I have imposter syndrome or I compare myself to others. Well, you might not be a professional comedian, Jackie, but there are some things that you've said and done that are quite comical. Life is short. How many of you think you have a long life to live? Maybe when you were a kid, you thought 85 years old was long. How many of you are getting a little bit closer to 85 and you're like, oh, that window's starting to get shorter. Not calling people out here for age. I'm not trying to do that, but I am saying that life gets short. You have one life. So FOMO your life. You're freaking funny. Do shit behind the scenes that no one freaking cares about. Like, how many of you have I ever shown you guys a video where I'm doing a clean and press and I bring the barbell up on my chin and jam my teeth together? Yeah, someone got that on video. And some of you are like, oh, that probably hurt. Yeah, but it's really freaking funny. You should go back and watch that video. I'll show it to you all. You can laugh as loud as you want or as hard as you want because it's funny. Because here I am, someone who's been in the gym for 25 years, and I can't even do a lift right. It's funny. So all of you have something funny. And if you can't think of something funny about yourself, can you think of something funny about someone else? Or something that made you laugh? Okay, inspire. How many of you want to know, or how many of you just like, based on what Linda just said, the one thing she said, I lost my house in the fire and I'm rebuilding my life. How many of you are inspired by that? Because you know what happened for me when she said that? I immediately went to, wow, like, I've never lost my house. And so, inspired. So if all of you are having a hard time thinking about how you inspire other people, think about Linda's story. Did that story inspire you? Could you immediately go and do a quick piece of content? Could you film a quick video about how you were just on a social media training and someone on the house talked about how they lost their home in the fires, in the LA fires? And I just remembered, wow, I thought I've had it rough in my life, but I've never had that. So don't ever compare yourself. Don't compare your rough to other people's rough because you don't know what other people are going through. How many of you could go put that post out there right now? Exactly what I just said. You can go back and watch this recording, pull that transcript out. If it's okay with you, Linda. I mean, like we don't have to say her name, but inspire. How many of you related to, like I felt a relation between Denise and Lauren on this call? We've got mini horses who are mini horse therapies or mini horse therapists, I guess. Lauren, who believes and supports animal welfare. Shannon, who's a barrel racer. There's some horses in there too. Could there be relatability between the three of them just now? Right? I know they're not the same. Mini horses and barrel racer horses are not the same. I know that, and I'm not even an equestrian into the horse space, but there's still a love of animals there. Andrea's like, I'm a publisher. I'm like, ooh, I'm writing a book right now. I need to talk to Andrea. Right? Would I have ever have known that? Maybe at some point. But the thing is, you have to remember most people are not asking questions about you. When you go into a conversation, what are most people talking about?
Themselves.
Absolutely. Most people are talking about themselves. So if you want to find and attract those people that are you or like you, you have to do what they do. Talk about yourself. How many of you felt somewhat educated by something someone said? Okay. Does education feel easy for most of you when I talk about educate? Does it feel easy? You could talk about how to buy a house, how to sell a house, how to price your house, how to fix up your house, you know. So what piece of your system, what piece of your process makes you different? Because I'll tell you one thing all of us can do, except for maybe Mike, because Mike's a lender. One thing all of us can do on this call is open doors and write a contract. Correct? Can every single person, maybe except for Mike, maybe Mike can't, I don't know, but can every person on this call open doors and write a contract? The answer is yes. That's what our license allows us to do. So what makes you different is what makes your process of opening doors different. And this is where we have to go back to what Jackie said and stop comparing yourself to what other people do. Because ultimately, the unique value is right here in your heart. This is a unique value. But you can't just go into someone and be like, hey, my unique value is that I'm very nice. My unique value is that I'm very kind. Right? You have to be able to educate about your unique value. So really take some time and allow yourself to think about it. If you don't have a system that makes you unique, well, that's where I can help you on a much bigger scale. But a couple ideas that you could start working with to think about what makes your system unique is actually take some time and write out your process from beginning to end. No matter how small it is. Write out your process from beginning to end.
process of, just clarify, like posting or what?
I'm talking about buying and selling a house right now. If you're talking
Oh,
about your,
okay. I
yeah,
just
if you're
want to make
talking,
sure.
if we're educating, yeah, great question. Great question. If we're educating people, what's your process to help people buy or sell houses? Right? Because that's what you want to talk about online. That's how you're going to sell more houses. That's how you're going to get more business. Because if you really think about it, here's like, does everyone know what the content funnel looks like, or the funnel, the sales cycle looks like? Let's do red so it'll stand out for you. So you've got a funnel. Well, kind of a funnel. It's an upside down triangle. You have a funnel, right? There's 3 tiers to the funnel. Do you know what they are? Make my screen bigger for you all. Spotlight this for you. Do you know what the 3 tiers of the funnel are? Anyone? No? Top, middle, bottom. Those are your 3 tiers. Okay? At the top of the funnel, you're always going to have people, you always want to be flowing people into here, which is what your social media content does for you. It helps you flow people into here. The more you post, the funnier your posts are, the more inspirational your posts are, the more you relate to people, the more people come into here. Education is what takes people from top to middle to bottom. So you see how there's 3 types: top, top, top. This is what is going to bring people into your funnel. When you humor them, you inspire them, and you relate with them. What's going to make people buy from you or follow you or continue to follow you or reach out to you is when you're showing them that you're funny, you inspire them, you're relatable, and that you can educate them. If you just lead with education at the top, you will grow. You'll probably sell some houses, but maybe just a couple here and there. So we want to lead with these 3 pieces of content, these 3 types of content: funny, inspirational, and relatable, because those are the types of content that are going to feed you all the time. All the time. Jackson, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, it's funny you're saying this, 'cause I've been speaking and with Denise, and she's really diving into this. And correct me if I'm wrong, Denise, but when we're kind of looking, she's doing phenomenal things with her social media thing. But like with mine, when you kind of do a review, it kind of like what you're talking about is the engagement part is like mine it's not set up correctly, more and kind of mine's kind of looking, and other people's maybe as well, it kind of looks like a resume. There's no like real true substance to it, and so that's just kind of sparked that and what she had mentioned to me. And so this is beautiful stuff.
Love it. So how many of you, if Dan were to post a story about learning what would you say, the purpose of existence through psychedelic medicine? Is that what you said? How many of you would like, if he were to post a story about that in some way, shape, or form, you would want to read that? It doesn't matter who you are. I feel like everybody would want to read that. That is top of the funnel. That's where you're going to post that stuff. It's very contradictory because everyone's going to have an opinion about that too. So the best thing about what Dan said is that it's funny and everyone's got an opinion, and it's going to spark curiosity even for people who have never thought about it before.
Definitely.
And what's going to happen when he posts something like that is that now people are going to be like, what else does this guy talk about? Like, how many of you have done that? How many of you go down the content rabbit hole? You know what I'm talking about. You're scrolling, right? And you see something and some creator comes up, you've never seen him before, and it's like, oh, it's really funny. Or, oh my God, I can't believe he said that, but I want to know what he's talking about, right? You want to form an opinion. If it's something that's contradictory, you, like as psychologically, when you see an opinion that someone has, you also want to form an opinion. It's part of how our brain works. Our brain operates because we cannot leave something until we have an answer. So if someone just says something and it hooks you right in the beginning, and you're like, and Dan says, I'm trying to learn the however he said it. I can't think about it. Okay, I'll think about it in a second. It'll come to me. But you're scrolling, you see that, and you're like, either you're like, oh, cool, me too. Or you're like, oh, what is this all about? Right? You're gonna have one of those reactions. But what's going to happen when you have that reaction is then you're gonna go click on his profile and you're gonna be like, oh, what else does this guy do? Oh, he's a snowboarder or a skier, snowboarder, right? Okay, you know that. He's a professional snowboard instructor, right? You learn that. You like scroll down his content or something like that. I know snowboarding, okay? You scroll down his content and you're like, oh, his wife, she takes her cats on walks in a little stroller. Okay? You see that and you're like, huh, they're actually pretty cool. Follow. You can do all of that in one post if you think about it. It doesn't take a lot of time to get there. So when you're thinking of things at the top of the funnel, this humor, this inspire, this relatable, think about what you think that's different than anybody else. Now, the only exception to this that I will caution you on, and I'll tell you why, is politics. And the reason why is because politics are so divisive right now. Unfortunately, they're so divisive, and everyone has an opinion based on one statement. And unless you want to be stuck in the troll negative downward spiral that politics causes, do not post politics. I'm just going to caution all of you. Now, if you want to, and it's something that's really, really, really important to you, go ahead and do that. But just know that is going to have some sort of negative connotation and negative reaction to it. So if you're prepared for that, then do it. Okay, that's my only caution. Just that's how it's going to work for you. But you do want to have a strong opinion. Like I have a strong opinion that people need to stop relying on AI so much. And everyone's like, oh my God, why did you say that? Like I literally have had people cry, like, why did you say that? And I'm like, listen, I don't actually believe that AI is a bad thing. AI has absolutely changed the way I do business. It changes the way I write my content. What I don't like is how we use it as a crutch to replace the real relationships. But if I started out with that, you'd be like, nah, whatever. You'd be like, yeah, I agree with you right away. But when I said stop using AI, everyone on this call probably had a little bit of an opinion or a little bit of an emotion about it, right? So think about that. That's my point. Jackie.
I wonder if anyone else feels this way. I feel like Facebook is more of me. I can expose myself on Facebook and mix in real estate. But Instagram is more business, personally, my business kind of stuff. That's how I feel.
It's probably based on the followers. So Instagram algorithm is very different than the Facebook algorithm in the sense of what you follow really is where they're going to show you. Because now Instagram shows you other followers' stuff. Facebook is a lot of ads, right? So to get seen on Facebook, you have to be really, really, really personal, tell a lot of personal stories, a lot of vulnerability, and people relate to you. On Instagram, Instagram's going to show you content based on what you post and what you follow. So I would ask you then to go and analyze your content on both platforms because like Juliana, Instagram is the platform that I lead with. I prefer Instagram over Facebook for many reasons. And we can go into that in another call. But that's where you kind of have to look at your analytics. Again, go back to Linda's thing about the kind of understanding, am I doing a good enough job? You have to understand your analytics. So if you don't have an Instagram, either creator or professional profile, you should upgrade that right now. And if you don't have a Facebook professional profile, you should. Not a business page, a professional profile, because both of those will give you insights and analytics. And I'm going to tell you, once you get the insights and analytics and you can learn to understand them and how to read them and how to use them, it's going to make all of you who have insecurities about, am I posting the right thing? It's going to make that go away. I promise. Numbers don't lie. I love math, which is why I came to EXP. But just putting it out there. But I love math. Okay. And so analytics are numbers, analytics are math, analytics tell you what you should be posting. John.
Yeah, I want to say politics, 100% I agree with you. I'm amazed at how many people post under their own name about, with politics and stuff like that. I mean, to me, it's like you just lost 50% of, who could be, because we are split down the middle, 50%. On the AI, you and I went back and forth on that because, I'm big on AI. But what, you just said now about education, just it, brought it home because I think, we got a referral from Montreal. And on the KV core, the present, I, instead of putting a video about just about us on our website, I actually did the FERPTA one in French that I think I sent you part of it. And when we went to the interview, it was funny because they were like, we heard about FERPTA, didn't know what it was, and and they never went past the rest of the presentation, but it was just because of the FERPTA video that they hired us. And so that making me, so now I got to take that, FERPTA, and what I'm going to do is put it into social, like break it out, like repurpose it into like different things and use that, and then just link it over to the YouTube video.
Yep.
So that gave me a great idea to do that.
Yeah. See, social is your friend. Social is your friend. You just got to you got to understand and feed things into the top of the funnel at all times. This should be your focus, right? Once you learn how to be consistent to just posting content, consistency we can talk about in another call, then it's going to be easier to go to the middle and the bottom of the funnel. But a lot of times what happens is we try to start out here, the bottom, which you can't see because of my screen, start out at the bottom. And the problem with the bottom, if you start at the bottom, is what? Then you have to climb up. It's a lot easier to fall down a hill than climb up a hill. Okay, so let's not do the hard work. Let's do the easy work of starting at the top, right? And I say easy in the sense of like once you start doing this kind of content, it's going to be easy for you to convert. Those of you who have a hard time getting business on social media is because you haven't yet mastered the first piece of it, which is how to just create the content that's going to get you there.
Linnea, what did you say the bottom of the funnel was? I think I missed that.
Educate.
Oh, okay.
So basically,
Thank you.
humor, inspire, and relate are kind of the top of the funnel, and yeah, they also help you get to the bottom. So, but I mean, the reason I say I classify these as top of the funnel is because the top, what happens at the top? It trickles down, right? If you think about pouring into a funnel, just because you pour it at the top doesn't mean it stops trickling down. But if you have like 3 different mixtures in your funnel, you're gonna have the top one, it's gonna leak onto the middle one, it's gonna leak onto the bottom one, and the bottom is gonna slowly drip out. Right? So top is important. You need to always just have this kind of content. Okay, so just if any of you want more of this, I do a training tomorrow. If any of you are interested in that, it's $47 for 1 hour from 8:30 to 9:30, where I dive deep. I'm also doing a 5-day challenge next week. 5-day challenge is going to show you what I do. I think a few of you are signed up for it. The 5-day challenge is going to show you what exactly to do in 1 step per day to get the next 1 million in your pipeline from Facebook and Instagram. So if you're interested in that, or the things here, I'll give you a QR code. We'll also post them in the Facebook group when we're done. But let's go back here. Hold on. Where did my presentation go? I can show it to you. There we are. Do we have QR codes for that? I don't think so. We have a QR code for the challenge, but I don't think we have one for the day tomorrow. Is anyone interested in a deep dive coaching tomorrow? Cool. Then I don't have to block that on my schedule. I will free that time up if someone's interested. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the challenge is probably a better bet anyway. If you use the code QUICK, if it's something you want to do, 5 days to 1 million in your pipeline. If you want to do it, oh, Denise said yes. Denise, I'll send you the link directly if you want that. If you want to do it, I'm giving you $100 off for those that are interested. The URL I think is likes2leadsnow.com. But those of you who are interested, just scan that. It's $97, 5 days, and I'll show you how to take your pipeline to 1 million. And you can join Shannon and Carol and Reggie. And who else is on this call that's on that challenge? Lauren's on the challenge too. You can join. There's like 10 other people who are on that challenge. So if that's something you want to do, there you go. The QR code or the coupon code is QUICK. And I will see you in a couple of weeks for those who want to come back.